So as a country, so what I intend to do, I'm doing something called Bonga na Boni. I'm going to communities, traveling the country to just hear people's issues and how we can be able to support them. Realize that I want to do a people's manifesto. But basically, one of the things we need to do as a country, we need to do a skill census.
A skill census in the sense that to understand what we're capable of.
What skills are there in the country? What's lacking and what areas are we lacking?
Right.
That is number one. Number two, for job, to have a conducive job environment in this country, you have to deal with corruption. That's what I'm talking about, hanging. But once you deal with corruption, you have to have clean, affordable energy. You need to have cheap electricity.
That's very true.
And you can't industrialize without clean energy. Without affordable power. It doesn't have to be. We can talk about what's the source of the power, but basically we need to actually have power. So, for example, every single county in this country should have a pillar industry. Whether it's koala and there's coconut and they have cashew nuts. You come to Kiambu, there's coffee, there's tea. You go to Kisumu, there's fish, there's simsim, there's peanuts. You go to Kakamega, there's sugarcane, or we do marijuana. We legalize medicinal marijuana, or we do hemp. Yeah, there you go. So we legalize hemp.
You've had it here first in coffee pump.
So if the sugarcane is not making us money, Kakamega, kila kitu tupande bangi. Tukipanda bangi ni mmea ambao unaweza tumia kutengeneza sabuni, kutengeneza nguo, kutengeneza dawa.
Correct.
Kutengeneza mafuta. It's an entire industry. Colorado backbone is marijuana.
Actually, I like that you have.
We should go to Colorado. Actually, want to go to Colorado too.
It has a marijuana backbone.
The entire
industry.
The entire state, education, health, police, roads, parks, everything is paid for marijuana. Look it up.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah, and tell us how much is it worth? We can. Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, so actually,
people travel from all over the world to go to Colorado.
So you mentioned very, very interesting things. I want to start with power.
Yeah.
Does that mean we privatize KPLC and we segment it? And because one of the things that's killing us in the data center industry is expensive power. Now, expensive power means as people are going online, you need more compute processing. But compute processing takes more power to do it, and energy. So President Ruto had the plan to obviously introduce Microsoft with a 2,000 megawatt site, which great plan. But structurally on the back end, power.
Impossible
to do it. So this Nuclear Society of Kenya, which has said nuclear energy is an option. You get sub 6 to 8 kilowatt hour cents. But KPLC, I'm hearing, is the main bottleneck, and these power purchase agreements in place.
So you need to get away with the private power producers because they're being paid for power that is not getting to the consumers. They produce power, even if it doesn't reach the market, it's still paid for. So, for example, let's do this. Let's liberalize the power market. You can have oversight as a government, but let anyone can produce power, let them produce power. So if you're in a village in Nyeri, they don't have to be served by Kenya Power. The local river can serve those people. So independent power generators who are not, who can sell to the national grid if they have leftover power. That is number one. Number two, we can talk about solar energy.
Yes.
And clean energy. Most, like Ukambani area, it's 365 days, it's almost hot. So you don't need nuclear power in this kind. You can actually use solar. So if those guys are using solar, the energy that is coming from Kenya Power can go to other areas where there's no sun 365 days a year. But basically, we need to think smart. I think Kenya Power has been used as a conduit for theft. From Sam Gishuru, where they used to drain dams so they could import generators. Geothermal power, we have not utilized. It's very underutilized, geothermal power. Geothermal power can actually power the entire country if you wanted to.
What's your opinion of nuclear energy?
I'm against nuclear energy. I feel like if the government cannot protect a building like Parliament from small kids, what do you do when you have a terror attack?
No, but now let's say, for example, you come into presidency.
No to nuclear energy at all.
Nuclear and defense of it is, we are now going to, one thing we can all unanimously agree is we're all going online.
True.
Your phones, your wallets, your boxes, everything has IP addresses to them.
Yeah.
That means we're going to a future where the data center demand to support this always online cycle needs to be constant, 100% uptime.
Yeah.
In order to fix some of these structural issues in terms of delivery of power, may take a bit of time. But with what, again, people like Nuclear Society are doing, are saying, well, we can deliver 2,000 megawatts in 3 to 4 to 5 years at sub 10 kilowatt hours, right? That means the country is taken care of at least. And you can have it in a protected state, you can have it in 5 levels, 7 levels of security, but that's guaranteed power for us for the future.
The challenge you have is if you have a nuclear disaster. So Kenya hosts 5 military bases. The British have a military base in Kahawa Garrison, and they have one in Nanyuki. The Americans have one in Madabe in Lamu. They have another one in Wajir, and they're still expanding. The French were given rights to build a base here. So already we're involved in other conflicts. What stops Yemen or the Houthis or Iran coming to bomb our nuclear plant to punish them? Because if you look at the wars that are happening between the US and Iran, it's happening in the Middle East. They are hitting Dubai, they're hitting Doha. You know, it's so basically they don't have to be caught up in the geopolitics just because you have a nuclear plant. And the other thing is, till to date, we have Al-Shabaab attacks in northern Kenya. Till to date, there's curfew in parts of Lamu. In this country, there are places where there's curfew in this country. Mandera, you still have bombings every other day. So basically, it's a threat to the safety of the well-being of Kenyans. And knowing how corrupt this country is, I would not put it past the president to blow up a nuclear power to stay in power. A nuclear plant to stay in power.
So I understand that point of view. In fact, I don't think I'm educated enough to take a stance on it. What we can do is, I would love for you to meet Nuclear Society of Kenya and have a conversation with them.
I think we don't listen as a country.
Yeah.
We need to maximize the energy we have.
Correct.
Before we go the dangerous way. The nuclear option is a dangerous way.
Okay.
Nuclear, there's nothing good about nuclear weapons or nuclear bombs. Nuclear power is good, but for a country that has sun 365 days a year, and for a country that has geothermal potential, let's first explore
You're
that.
saying first maximize those.
Maximize that. And then even the power that Kenya Power has, some of it goes to waste. So minimize the things, the wastage and all that first. Is there the demand for that? Then make sure that there are many ways we can bridge the power shortage that are going through the nuclear power option.
Fair
If
enough.
it comes to that, we can go there. But for now, it's premature to say let's have nuclear power and you're not utilizing the energy the private power producers are producing.
So it's like saying, let's take Ozempic, but you don't go to the gym.
And you still get... and it's happened to a lot of... I've seen people do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it will not work.
So get to the gym first. I love to figure about Ozempic.
Because see, when you do Ozempic, actually, I should speak about this, because I have friends who have done it, and I feel bad for them, because they still serve the same plate portion.
Another good point you noted was, or what's the correct way to say it? Another good point you brought up was basically creating county-based industries.
Yes.
That's fucking interesting. That's actually quite
and
interesting.
And then guess what you're going to do?
But my question is, are we privatizing those industries or public sector oversight? How does it work?
So you can be able to, government enables environment. They give, for example, if you go to this thing at the river, it's called what? This one, they give tax breaks to foreigners.
Yeah, I know. That's the EPZ. That's
export processing zone.
EPZ, yeah.
No, you don't need, give Kenyans the same tax breaks you give in foreigners, right? So, for example, you'll ensure that if it's a county, so this is the work of the government, provide roads so that the produce can reach the market, provide electricity so they're able to keep their goods, whatever it is, fresh, provide security. Now, the security part is the key part of this country. The reason why we don't have investors in this country, and the ones who are here have to be very, very brave, is about the level of corruption in the security sector. And I'm going to put security as security and judiciary. So a police officer can be bribed to murder you or disappear you. Something bad will happen to you, a cop will be bribed. So what you're going to do about the police service is first you need to reform the existing police service. Retrain all police officers and do vetting. All those who are found unfit are going to be removed and retired. Recruit again. When you recruit now, you're going to recruit for competence. The idea that you recruit people by telling them to remove their clothes and run after a lorry or run around a playground stops. So you recruit for IQ. Then rebuild police stations to be humane places where people work in a proper police. You know those things that were built by the colonialists? It's like an office. So they come to the office, but they live in the community. The police officers not live in barracks.
By the way, like our police stations, some of them are like they're unchanged since the 80s and 70s and 60s.
No, they're like 100 years old. Central, all of these, some of them are very, very old because the police were removed from society and to live away from that.
Okay.
And the training curriculum is Raia ni adui. The citizen is the enemy. That's how they're taught. Yes. So have those people live in the community and have a ratio. If a station is in Parklands, 50-50%, the 50% of the officers should come from the local community and 50 come from other areas. To ensure that you live in the community, you can't come and bring monkey business. And then let's put a track. When the day you get employed, for example, if you go, I used to work for the Standard newspaper as a photographer. If you go there from the first day I was employed till to date, they can give you every photo that I ever took and when it was published. As a police officer, from the day you're employed, every single arrest is keyed in digitally. And if someone is released, there's a reason why they were released. So we can see arrest, prosecution, convictions, or arrest release. Where was the person released? Digitize police stations. Digitize fingerprints. Digitize police records. Which means they cannot be walking around picking people to go and take bribes from those people because they have to book you and it goes to their police record because Boniface Mwangi arrested so-and-so on this day. Arrested. How many of those were taken to court? What happened to this matter? So the idea of police saying, I'm going to arrest you to investigate will never happen. You'll investigate, then arrest, then take you to court. Digital will minimize corruption. Yeah.